Hey, 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 I'm back. I'm going to say that a bunch of times. I am back. I've been away for almost 1 month. 1 month. Can you believe it? And as you come aboard, I want to see your face. I want you to say hi, hi, hi. Hi to me as soon as you come aboard. We are Success Never Sleeps. I am Brandon Beliso. Welcome to the show. It is Friday, February 9th, right here on the West Coast, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hey, Beth. We want to welcome Beth. Beth is the first person to become part of our group mentoring. So that's something to celebrate, Beth. You're going to get lots of love this month as more people come in, as it is a monthly experience. Beth, you're going to get it from 4 different people this month. Yep. Be ready. We're going to give you so much love and personal attention, Beth, because you are the first. And as we go down into this group mentoring, and I was telling the team, how lucky are we? Just like when we get our first student in our school, right? Now we're running over 1,000 between two locations. My first real student for my new school was TJ Delacruz. I taught him in the backyard of my sister's home. At that time, I was renting a room from her. I was 38 years old, just finished up a really lucrative music career in the Philippines. And I was just chilling, man, trying to figure myself out and what it is I wanted to do. And it was really just magic to sit in that backyard and teach this young man. And here we are now, 24 years later, and he's my right hand man. And, he's going to be my successor in these businesses. So you never know. And I think that's the point I'm trying to make with that, Beth, is when we plant these seeds and we take these chances and we're a disruptor, you're the first to become part of the group mentoring. And I know for me, a lot of people look at what we do and they're unsure, right? They're looking for the Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, Pitbull music, all uppercase letters, ads, and that act like I'm freaking Superman. And we're just a bunch of real people, man, trying to figure this thing out called life. And that's what our show's all about. Cultivating a mindset is just as important to me as adding zeros to your bank account. Creating real relationships in your school is just as important to me as getting 10 new students. I want to have 10 new, meaningful relationships in my school. And that means you have to have the farmer mentality, Beth. You have to be willing to plant seeds and go, I have no crop. You have to be willing to water it and say, I have no crop. You have to be willing to see a little sapling and say, I have no crop. Right? But no, 7 years down the road, you have a walnut tree that's going to produce some of the most expensive crop out there that will produce walnuts year in, year out with very minimal, right? Other than watering it and pruning it and fertilizing it and keeping the bugs off us, very minimal. So if you can do that in our business and what we've been doing, it's powerful. So it's Beth saying there, Marco. Go ahead and post that up. We have been making all kinds of changes based on your stuff, and we love it. And I think that's the key word. I like the word love, Beth, because it means it's in line with your values, right? And that's what I tell people. There's so much great information out there. But once you find it resonates with your core values, that creates the inertia or the emotional connection. And we're going to talk about that today in storytelling. It creates that emotional connection, Beth, where people actually are inspired to take action, right? There's so much great information, but do we always take action? I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's see. What is I am being asked? Lily, cancel 100 more, 111 more, up to you. Of Meta or Amazon. So I also, you guys know, I actively invest on a daily basis. I love the stock market. Some people like real estate for accumulating a passive income stream. I personally like investing. It works for me, and I enjoy the environment and the learning that comes with it. So that often means I'm kind of wearing two hats at once. So let's start by thanking our sponsors. I haven't been here in 4 weeks and I've missed everybody. I'm so grateful to be here. Hey, Brian Jordan. Hey, Brian. How's Dakota? Am I right in saying that? Tell me I'm right, Brian. Dakota. Am I right, Brian? Tell me if I'm right on that. And I'm going to make a little story about that. Is it Dakota? Brian, your son is Dakota, correct? Bob Poole. Great to see you. Who's the Facebook user? Who's the Facebook user that's here? We have Beth and Bob and Brian. Who else is here? I'm just so happy to be back. And so our sponsors are Tucson, Market Muscles, My Studio, Kids Love Life Skills, and LC Accounting, right? All of them. People I love. Talk about love, Beth. People I love, people I love growing and impacting this industry with, and also helping create, profit for them and revenue so we all can be a little more prosperous, right? Nothing the matter with that. Nothing at all. Yes, see? When's the last time you and I talked, Brian? How do I know Brian's son's name is Dakota? Because we had a very memorable conversation years and years ago, and it stuck with me. That's it. Long and short. Long and short. But I come to the table with that type of mindset. I'm looking to be impacted. So I come with a different mindset. And even though Dakota was what, maybe a high school kid at that time, Brian? Might have been something like that. He left an incredible impression upon me, and we had a very meaningful conversation. I can't remember all the details at 62, but it was so much that I remember Brian's son, Dakota. And that's got to be at least 10, 15 years ago, right, Brian? At least that. So I digress. But that's one of the things, I'm going to share with you, the things that aren't a KPI, right? It's not a statistics. Being able to have the mindset as a level 5 leader to instill in people, right? The what we're trying to create, live your best life is our thing, live your best life. I have to come to the plate with that mindset. And so through that, these meaningful memories that are created just that short time with Dakota, things like that for me are very, 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 very impactful and something I'm extremely passionate about. Cool. 100 more up to just make sure I'm not taking care of my due diligence here. So, what do we got coming up, Marco? You want to tell them? Our group mentoring is underway. As I shared, it's a month-to-month program, right? You don't have to commit 12 months. It's because every month we want to wow you. Every month we want to make a difference in your business. And my team and I, Marco, Jason, and Monique, we will do just that. So Beth's come aboard. We're for a little clunky, Beth. Please forgive us. We'll start your actual the minute you get access to Kajabi. You get access to Kajabi, watch do the assessment form. I need to know where your business is at today. It's what we do in my executive program. We need to know where you are. So you do this whole assessment form. It's a little cumbersome, but it really gives us a measurement of where your business is today and some of where we can offer and help you and serve you. And Chris Yango, we're on board you with that. So once you get the assessment done, watch the first video, which is how to create a success mindset. Download the handout, right, with all the different experiences on it. And then the team will connect with you. I know they've already done that. And they will set up the 2 appointments for you to do Zooms with them. And the last Zoom of the month at the end of the 4 weeks is with me. Yep. And I come aboard. So it'll be a lot of fun. And however we set you up in the Facebook group or otherwise, we'll stay connected. That's the big thing I find. Today I was talking to somebody about signage. We were talking about strategically where to put signs, what format, horizontal versus vertical, all those different things, right? All those different things are important. And I love being able to talk about just the configuration of a bathroom. Ask Marco. Do Marco's whole build out. I think we're on the phone every other day. Put this here, move this here. How about this? How about that? Well, the city won't let me do this. Okay, pivot. It's just so much fun. I love creating something out of nothing. I love helping people fulfill their version of success. And as a great mentoring group, people, on our team will help you discover what's going to work for you. And I think that's really the art of what we do, at least what I do. And it's not cookie cutter. Everybody's different. Everybody's got a different dream. So if you want to be part of It's Time Group Mentoring, put the link in there for there, Marco. Make sure people check that out. I was sweeping the floor and told him this is what $1 million. Yeah, I still sweep the floor, Brian, and I'm beyond $1 million now. And I still sweep the floor. I love sweeping the floor. Everybody knows why, right? Right? You can go ahead and take that slide out, Marco. I'll come back to the next one. I like sweeping the floor because when I started as a little kid, my first entrepreneurial experience was working in my grandmother's coffee shops, sweeping the floor. I wasn't old enough to serve food, cook, or do anything else, right? So I was given a little broom, and that's what I did. So for me, it's nostalgic. It reminds me of my grandma, and it's just an exercise in humility. Great leadership. There's nothing above you. There's nothing below you. I'm happy to cover classes when my guys are out. I'm happy to drive the after school van, if somebody's sick. I am happy to do all of that. I am. And that's why we survived the pandemic, the recession, the mortgage crisis. When needed, I am a leader that steps up. But now I'm back to teaching 1 day a week, a couple hours. So now I'm working more on the strategic work. And I love it. I work more with my clients. So we got that. What else is coming up? It's Time Live Canada. Canada, Canada, Canada. Right? Oh, Marco, 1 year later, and we're still working on it. Yeah, we're moving their belt progression sign. He showed that to me the other day. Good idea, but it's right in the walkway where there's transient energy. It needs to be somewhere people are going to stop and look and be able to digest it. But good idea, just not the best execution. And I'm all about helping with that, right? I'm all about helping. But it's all, I think for me, it's always been part of the leaning process, right? I got it. And so it's part of that learning process. So it's Time Live Canada, May 25th through 28th. We're bringing our 4 day experience to Canada. It's my first time doing this. I've never done my 4 day experience anywhere other than San Francisco, right? Because it's magical. 1 day is training, all on the mat, improving our core product, which is martial arts instruction. Day 2, all business. Day 3, all personal development. Day 4, wealth building with Sam On, as well as strategically taking everything we learned and how we're going to implement that into our businesses. Very balanced learning. A lot of it's done out in nature, meditative walks, journaling, things of that nature. But I have great faith in the company that I partner with, Kin Creative. They're up there that we're going to find magical walking trails, great restaurants to assimilate what we do here. We have the meeting environment so we can cultivate that learning. So I'm really excited. I've never taken the 4 day experience anywhere because the controlled environment offered here in San Francisco is something for me that's extremely magical. And so I say that with a deep sense of passion. It's extremely magical. So I want to be mindful that I'm able to give you that. And in Canada, we can do that. Can you put in the link for that as well, Marco? For Canada, please. All right. And then what else, Marco? It's Time Live Purpose. Ooh, I love that. I don't know why I've never thought of that one. It's Time Live Purpose. We have that coming up in November 9th through 12th, right here in San Francisco. The thing, I think the biggest thing that makes it challenging for some people is it we only take 20 people for the 4 day experience. That's it. 20 people for 4 days. But it really is unique. And the discipline that goes into this, this is our 8th year running, I believe now, is just something unlike anything in our industry or otherwise. And everybody that's ever experienced this has gone on to great success, friendships, accountability partners, and just a memory that inspires them to be the best version of themselves. Truly. All right. So let's get into this, Marco. Man. So who else is here? Say hello. I want to know who's here. I've been gone for so long. We got Kids Love Life Skills is hanging out with us today. Conrad, you need monkey bars. Yeah, monkey bars. We have monkey bars in the park. We do. In the 4 day experience, there's monkey bars there. Absolutely. Maybe Marco can find a picture of the monkey bars. But they're trippy monkey bars. They're circular. Who's the Facebook user saying hello? I want to see everybody here today because I am back. So, what are we talking about? Storytelling, right? And I felt this was very timely because I've been working with Dojo Launch, now called Kin Creative, for the past year. And when they brought me aboard as a wisdom partner, right? They wanted me to come into their business and work with them. And we rebranded, which I'm big on. You know me, I'm a big rebrander if necessary. I really said all I want to make sure is I'm involved in writing copy, talking about the B rolls, the type of content we produce, and the process of Facebook ads. I want to understand your world inside and out. And as we got through it, more and more and more, what left a really bad taste in my mouth was stock photos, AI generated chat GPT copy. None of it resonated with me. But I realized as a culture, the reason we hop on trends is because at a heart level, we are not confident and secure within ourselves. So, how does that carry over to your business? Well, it does. If you know thyself, if you know what service you're bringing to the community, if you understand and position yourself, what's unique about your business and how you can do it better than anybody to serve the demographic for most of us, moms with a 7-year-old kid, right? Just for the lack of a better. Australia, not Switzerland. Hi, Professor. From Austria, not Switzerland. Follow you from everywhere. Who is that? Austria, not Switzerland. Is this Ralph? Ralph, are you in Austria, not Switzerland? I swear, I'm gonna have to come there. I have to come there. Is it Ralph in Austria? Who's in Austria, not Switzerland? Who is that? I'm excited. Jana, what's up? What's up? How's Jonathan? How's Jonathan? Yes, Ralph. Austria. Why did I always think the school was in Switzerland? I love you, Ralph. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ralph. I love you. I'm sorry about that. So, the one thing we started really challenging ourselves on, um, as we call family, because kin is a group of brothers and really good friends, is we wanted to start storytelling more and more. I hear Simon Sinek talk about it, Seth Godin, Gary Vee. Everybody talks about telling stories. So I started digging deeper, right? I started digging deeper about storytelling. And if you look at storytelling from culture to culture, tribe to tribe, generation to generation, thousands of years, there's always these elders that told the stories. You see them in the movies like Avatar and things like that. They're telling the story and it's so rich. And even the youth, everybody in the tribes enthralled, right? They're just like, oh, wow, right? Disney, one of the best storytellers in the world. Disney, Walt Disney. What a storyteller. George Lucas, Star Wars, James Cameron, right? The Avatar series, the Terminator series. Everything's about telling stories. And when the story's that damn good, guess what? They want to hear that story again and again and again. It's like a small child with a favorite book. And they want you to read it to them again and read it to me again and read it to me again and read it to me again. It's like that. So because I was really perplexed how the average Facebook ad, can have a 2-week shelf life, or sometimes less than that. Because coming into the plate, it's flimsy. The copy is flimsy. The stock photos are flimsy. There's no emotional connection. It doesn't communicate your brand at all. At all. At all. And with the second coming of Steve Jobs to Apple, I've read so much about him and Guy Kawasaki and how he brought Guy Kawasaki, and they had the term Chief Evangelist Officer. Never existed. Now, most Fortune 500 companies have an evangelist for their company. They live, teach, and preach the brand. So I said, well, okay, that lets me know we can do better. And that's why most of you will go to a digital media company and what? 3 months? They call it churn and burn or burn and churn. It's just a yucky title. I can't even remember it. After 3 months, all the results decay. True? How many have had a company, you went to a digital media company, 3 months, woo, then after 3 months, crickets in the night. Then you move on to another company and you move on to another company. The challenge for me with that is you never build that relationship. And like any great relationship, you got to take the good with the bad. But the longer you stay with the digital media company, the more they understand your brand, the more they get your story, the more they help you tell that story better, on and on and on. So you need to tell stories. And if I keep looking at your Facebook page and all it's got on your Facebook business page is 1999, 3 classes and boxing gloves, or come in for our trial offer, 2 weeks in uniform, there's no story there. Hey, I like that. See that? There's no story there. Morning, Chris Malloy, my brother from Australia. Hey, Chris, what's happening, my brother? Who else is here? Conrad and Jana and Ralph is here from Austria. Ralph is here from Austria. I'm going to say that a lot, Ralph, okay? Ralph is here. Man, and Marco, Beth, it's so cool to know that we have people in Austria and people in Australia. How far is that from where I'm at? Marco, put it in there. How far are we reaching? If I'm here in San Francisco, you're there on the East Coast. We have people in Austria and Australia. So the big thing is we're all afraid to tell our story. We hear a lot in our industry, nobody cares who you are. Nobody cares that you're a ninth degree black belt. Nobody cares that your father taught you martial arts. Nobody cares. All they care is what's in it for me. Man, that is not a relationship I want to be in. And as that may well be true, right? I come to you because I want to know what's in it for me. Okay? I get that too. But imagine a relationship with all that person does is take, 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 take. And they don't see what value they bring to the plate. If you really want to build a child's confidence, are you not going to make them the leader of the class and say, you get to lead the whole class? Wow, that's so awesome. They brought value to that class now versus what's in it for me. You see? So again, to me, that whole mindset of cultivating relationships of value, does that help with retention? Will they spend more money with you? Yeah, but it's not my main motive. The main motive is, I want to wake up every day in love. I want to wake up every day, no matter how challenging the relationship is in front of me, it's of value to me. Now, if you decide the relationship's not of value anymore and you don't want to be in it, I'm good with that. I'm good with that because I know I give nothing but love. So it's the same thing here. I would never allow my ads to simply say 1999. There's no story there. And I'm always challenging, the group at Kin to let's tell stories. Okay. So where does that begin? Why do I want to bring my 6-year-old to you versus Joe Karate down the street? Put it in the comments. But you better tell me a freaking story beyond we teach focus and discipline. Come on. Somebody do it. Post it right away. Go, go, go. Anybody? Somebody. Why do I want to bring my 6-year-old to you? Tell me a story. And while you do that, I'm going to give you my take. Boom. Number one, we are going to help them live their best life. Okay. We all say something similar, but I'm singing it my way. It's kind of like rock and roll. When I was a musician, rock and roll is 3 chords. 3 chords. What makes it different is the musician's individual expression of those 3 chords, how they play it. It's the same thing here. I'm fundamentally saying we're going to help them be the best version of themselves, right? But I say it in an emotional way. We'll help your child live their best life. Oh, really? Well, tell me more. What's Beth saying? What's Beth's comment? Put that up, Marco. Okay, because we make it fun and teach life skills at the same time. All right. So Beth, you guys are Black Dragon, right? Do you have a why or a purpose statement or anything like that? Right? Because we do. We all say we make it fun and we teach life skills. My challenge is, right, or that's another one, building confidence, building confidence. Put that up, Marco. Building confidence, because I don't have my glasses on. Building confidence and teaching respect. Okay, we all say that too. Would you agree? Next one. What else is in there? Parents have faith in us to help them be successful. Now, I'm going to tell you, listen to that one for a minute. Parents have faith in us to help them be successful. Now, he's fundamentally saying we teach confidence and it's fun. And in a nutshell, right? It's a good thing. But the reason this came yesterday, we had a meeting with Jason and Kin on his onboarding. And I discovered, and keep that there for me, Marco, because you guys want to stay with this. I discovered through my research that Google has a spike in people being on the internet at 1 a.m. And that spike is in parents. 1 a.m. Stay with me. Google trend, a spike. And guess what the parents are searching for? Ways to help their kids. Activities that help their kids be stronger, more confident, more assertive, more social. So that keyword, help. Wow. They're throwing out a lifeline. So then I sat with Jason, and stay with me because there's a story here. Jason's tagline is be successful. So you answer the phone. Be successful, believe martial arts. Jason speaking. Bow out the class. Class, what are we going to go out there and do? Be successful, sir. Okay. And what does it take to be successful? You got to believe in yourself. So see, he's able to use that and live, teach, and preach his thing. Before they used to be called Trinity martial arts. Jason believes in God. It's a spiritual centering for him. So they use Trinity. So I brought it into the mainstream. We rebranded to Believe, and Believe became Be Successful. But see what he did here? Faith is another word for believe. You can't just keep saying believe, 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 because you're going to drone out people. Go into the thesaurus, look up the word believe, and find 20 different synonyms you can interact with. One was faith, one was trust, one was depend on. There were all these key words that he can work. And I told him, take this in storytelling, go to your website and plant these words throughout that website in all the different copy. Put the word believe, put the word faith, put the word trust, put the word, lean on was a good one. I like that. Parents lean on us when their child are having challenges. That would be a great social media post, right? Parents lean on us at Believe Martial Arts when they're having challenges with their children. We are the village that will help you raise your child, or we are the support system that is there when you need a helping hand. Oh, helping. There's the word helping again. So see what we did here for Jason? We acknowledged the demographic, parents, and he could have even said Chipley parents, right? We said have faith, which is another word for believe, which is his whole why, right? And then we used to help them, which is huge Google search, right? And then we finished with what? Be successful. Do you see the story there? Can you see that vision? Look at that story in one sentence. Parents have faith in us to help them be successful. Why do I want to bring my 6-year-old to you? Because we teach focus and respect. No. Why do I want to bring my kids to you? Because parents have faith in us to help them be successful. Woo! Tell me, am I crazy? Put it in the comments. Am I nuts? Put it in the comments. Would that create an emotional connection with a potential parent? And does it tell a story? And does it also showcase his brand and his core values? Does it do all of that? Tell me. Yeah, Conrad, you see? I mean, and when we did this yesterday with Jason on his onboarding, the first thing Jason said was, nobody at the other agencies I've worked at have ever done this for me because they're going on burn and churn. They know in 3 months you're no longer going to get results. Data says that. I'm not making that up. And so here's a script, do the script, do it like this. If you don't have photos, we'll use stock photos. If you don't have copy, we'll do some chat GPT. And that's all over the internet right now, right? AI, VC calling. And, Kin doesn't do that. They use real people in Canada and the US who are martial artists who get on the phone, not some VC in the Philippines. And not to be out of line, but I don't want somebody in the Philippines telling my story and promoting my brand from a script I hand them because it's pennies on the dollars to use them, which puts more money in my pocket, but hurts you because they're not going to tell your story better than people that are actual martial artists in Canada and the US. I'm sorry. That's just my belief system. And I'm sure you can feel me on that, huh? All right. So you see what we did for Jason there? So again, go back and answer that question. Do you have a why and all that? And write it for me again. Why do I want to bring my 6-year-old to you? Go. And Marco, go ahead and post up the other comments. Oh, but put up Ralph's. I am from Switzerland. Okay, see? So I'm not wrong, Ralph. Man, Ralph, you're messing me up. I'm feeling all guilty when Ralph is from Switzerland. His school is in Switzerland, but today he's in Austria for private training with my master. Got it, sir. Got it. Okay, listen to Ralph's. We raise up. Let me see that, Marco, again. We raise up. It's at the end of what Ralph was saying. We raise up our students' potential to have more for life. Okay. But we rebranded Ralph to Excellent Martial Arts, right? So if it were I and a parent asked me why should I bring my kid to you? Because at Excellent Martial Arts, and I would find a bunch of synonyms for the word excellence. You might go that for me really quick, Marco. Find 3-4 different words for excellence, and I'm going to show you an exercise, okay? Because they're excellent martial arts. That's what they're called. Excellent martial arts. Find 3 other words that describe excellent. Brian, we try to highlight our monthly theme in every class, and I need to do it more often. And that's really the key word. I hear that a lot, Brian, with everybody. I need to post more consistently. I need to do it more often. Success isn't one and done. Success is a slow and steady, consistent execution of a game plan, Along the way, you pivot, you adapt, you make adjustments, you write new systems. Sometimes you replace some team members, you train them differently, but ultimately, you need to be consistent. If I could recommend anything to everybody on this call today, be more consistent. And how do I do that? Well, let's look at this one: greatness, merit, perfection, purity, quality, supremacy, virtue. Merit, perfection, pure quality. There you go. Why do I want to bring my 6-year-old to you? Because at Excellent Martial Arts, parents value the quality, life skills, and martial arts instruction we offer so their kids can be great. Wow. Wow. Hey, I'm going to mess up something. Hang on. Brother 2, I'm in the middle of Success Never Sleeps, and I got people as far as Australia and Austria on the show. And I just want everybody to know Tule is my brother. I love this man. He is one of the co-founders of my studio, one of our great sponsors for the show. Okay, you want to come on the show? All right, Marco, reach out to Two and send Two a link to the show. We're going to bring him on for a minute. Okay, my brother. Tule's the founder of my studio. And again, I love my people. It's just, I'm not going to just simply work with someone because they tell me they're going to make me a lot of money and get me a lot of students. So, Marco, reach out to Two and give him the StreamYard link because I'll bring him on. He's just a fascinating. And I'll tell you my story with Two. Uh, he's one of the reasons I moved into a system driven business, hardcore. Let me give you his phone number, Marco. I'll text you his phone number right now, okay? I just texted to you, Marco. Chris Malloy, so very true. I'm recently, what is that? Invested in what? Coaching, and it was all copy and paste information. Ads produced in the I'm not into it. I did that. You know what? Because I can't sit here, Chris, and tell you about this. I got a VC out of the Philippines, was supposed to be my personal assistant, social media, blah, blah, blah. Everything he gave me was cut and paste from something else because, and this is the truth, Adam shared this with me, we all know, it's the lowest startup cost of any business. All you need is a computer and internet. And I can say I'm a freaking social media guru guy, blah, 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 blah. And I cut and paste everybody else's copy, everybody else's images, all that stuff, right? And let me know when you get Two aboard, sir. Get Two aboard. And so, going back to the whole storytelling thing, and I know the industry will say nobody cares. And I sang that song for a while. I really did. Nobody cares who you are. All they want to know is how you're going to help them. It's simply not true. Because if I'm going to trust you're going to help my child or me, I need to believe in you. How do you trust somebody you simply pay money to? How do you do that? You can't. The only way I'm going to embrace what you're teaching me, the only way I'm going to practice what you teach me, the only way I'm going to go the extra mile with what you teach me in martial arts classes is if I believe. You with me? Michael Gerber said that so well. If I buy something from you once, it's a transaction. I'm a customer. But if I believe in what you do, I buy from you again and again and again and again. You with me? Again and again and again and again. And so for me, helping you tell your story, and that's the whole thing with King Creative to challenge everybody on us in writing copy. I did that yesterday. Someone sent me a copy. I said, this is crap, you know? And it was a family business, 5 decades. So I said, wherever they were, right? Parents trust that we can help their child learn ABC. And then I went on to say, at this martial arts, we've been serving the city for 5 decades. And I ended with, we're more than a martial arts family. We're a home, right? Because that's the big thing. And so we're learning to tell their story too. And I don't care if people say it's BS, it won't get you the KPIs, it won't get you insights. The bottom line is you're methodically positioning your business as something special and unique. That's important too. In the world of deep fake AI, chat GPT, where everything's copy and paste, because they're too damn lazy. They lack creativity. This is your brand. This is your legacy. And it's not egotistical. It's really, really hard to become a storyteller, right? I was talking to clients yesterday in a mid-level meeting. And I said, I want you guys all to get on camera. I'm not good on camera. Well, then your business will fail. You don't think One Martial Arts is successful because I'm a good storyteller? Absolutely is. Every ad we cultivate, everything we post, you know, is really well thought out. So telling a story. And what does a great story have? A beginning, a middle, and an end. Okay? All right. So think about, if people say, well, that's a lot to think about. Go back to Jason's simple comment, right? Parents. That's the beginning. Who am I talking to? So opening scene in a movie. Parents, right? Parents. I can see an opening scene, a bunch of parents sitting there. Boom. Have faith. Wow. Have faith in us. Whoa. Emotional connection. So the opening scene, a bunch of parents sitting there, right? Middle of the movie, it's about having faith in us to help them. And what's the ending of the movie? Be successful. Beginning, middle, and end. All in one sentence. All in one sentence. Call me crazy. We did $137,000 in January. $137,000 in January, right? Crazy? Call me crazy. Hey, Marco, let me know when Brother Two's there. I want to bring him on, okay? Just bring him in. Bring him in, and then we'll take a break and get caught up with my studio. Oh, there he is. Brother Two!
Let me take this off. I just came from a guest speaking engagement for my kindergarten, my Dominic's, my son's kindergarten class, and I missed you,
Is,
man. So I figured I called you. So this is
yeah,
good timing.
well, I always tell people when I travel, I only stay in hotels for my own personal space. But anytime I'm in Two's neighborhood, I always stay with Brother Two.
That's
Always.
right. That's right.
Always.
My home
Man,
is yours, man.
but you're running out of space. The family, you got, three kids right now. Where are you gonna sleep me with the dogs? Or where am I gonna sleep next time?
Hey, man, we'll have a couch. We'll have something for you, or I'll sleep on the couch and you can sleep with the kids. Whatever you want, man.
Hey, dude, I've got a picture at your wedding where you're almost butt naked and we're hugging each other. If that got out on the internet, people are gonna be talking stories there, bro. Yeah, crazy, crazy.
What happens in
Let me,
Jamaica stays in Jamaica, man.
yeah.
That's
Hey,
the
so
story.
as not as a sponsor, but as a human being, tell me what you think is the most impactful thing you're doing for martial arts schools right now. What's the most impactful thing? Tell me a
I mean,
story.
I wouldn't say what I'm doing. I would say like what our team at my studio set off to do is to just improve the delivery experience, and for the end customer outside of your mats, right? Within your mats, I think every single instructor, every single school owner, that is your domain. And Brendan you talk about this so much. Like you are the product, right? You have to live, breathe, and eat your product, and it's gonna shine through. It's gonna shine through to the students you touch. And if you have a larger staff, it's going to shine to your staff because your staff's going to follow you. What we try to do is improve the experience off the mats, right? The ability for parents to save time to buy the product. And when we launched our app in 2018 to the industry, it was great because every CRM now has to have what My Studio pioneered back then. And I think just that in itself is something I'm proud of. Um, whether it's Spark, whether it's Kickside, I think is trying to make their own app now, and other platforms out there that people use. They who did not have an app, they now have to have a student app,
Yes.
just because the experience is better. And that's kind of one of the things I'm proud of from our team that we pioneered that.
Well, I think bridging that gap, we always talk about the user experience, and some people never get beyond the mat. And I can tell you, my studio saved us during the pandemic to stand out there in a parking lot and be able to sell memberships and process trials and take attendance. I mean, it saved us, and there's no doubt in my mind. To this day, I have to get the guys to use iPads in the school. Stop it, because sometimes they check their messages and stuff too. They're taking attendance through the phone. I look over their shoulder. Hey, stop checking your messages. You got to take attendance. But it's just
Yeah,
so
but that's where the staff is going to though. So like we're working on My Studio 2.0 right now. So we have some very big releases that's coming to let you know. But the majority of it is going to be mobile based. Like not only do our members want to be on mobile, the customers, but we're starting to see that the staff the amount of people who are requesting to have improved mobile experience on the CRM aspect. We're seeing that increase quite a bit. So yeah, so hopefully in the very near future here, you're going to see a very better experience for them on the mobile as they're using it from the platform.
Well, and I think that's really where stories are told. And that's what today's episode is about, storytelling, the true path to growth. When people can tell a story about their user experience was so wonderful before they ever walked into your school, that's that's brilliant. I count on my studio to be a big part of that. When somebody gets a link through a Facebook ad or anything like that, and they're sitting there setting up the trial, and they're excited because they saw this great Facebook ad that we told the right story through, not
Right.
chat GPT stock photos and stuff, and then they go to the My Studio platform, and it's again that same user experience, that emotional experience of filling it out with anticipation that we're going to help their child be their very best. That's just cool. But if it's chunky, if it's clunky and it's built on a desktop platform, it was coded in a desktop instead of mobile, it's mobile responsive. Not everything's mobile responsive. You and I know that. And I think one of the things that really impressed me, you educated me on that. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, brother, too. First thing you said is we're coding this thing based upon an app, not a desktop.
Yeah.
Is that still true?
We have to. Everything that we start with our design starts with a mobile first, right? So our system's always been a mobile first environment when it comes to member facing. That's why the interface is smoother and all of that, right? And the tech stack
Mhm.
is the same as well. But at the end of the day, you and I are martial arts instructor, right? And this is what I've learned from you, and you've kind of taught me so well is customer service and telling your story is always going to be the main thing because people don't care what you know. They will only care. They will like they only care when they know that you care, right? So it doesn't matter how much we've improved the product or how many studios we have encouraged martial arts, how many students we have. Parents don't care about that. The moment they know that you care and the story that you tell and that they are attracted to that, that's when you kind of get this what we call very high net promoter score when they're actually promoting you, and it's free, and it's also the best form of marketing as well, right? You can buy Google ad, Facebook ads, but the best marketing right now, and it's the same as it's ever been, but I think especially true now because you said it best with the deep fakes and everything out there, people can just make up stuff, right? So but when it comes from a customer that loves your program and he or she happens to stand behind somebody at a grocery store and be like, hey, it seems like you're looking for a martial arts studio. I go to a great one. It's called One Martial Arts. Like that speaks volume. It's huge. It's free and it's so effective. And that's kind of what you've taught me as well to make sure, hey, really focus in on the customer service and make sure that you're living your brand.
Yes, absolutely, sir. And again, I wake up every day in love too. I only want to hang with people I love. And when you first brought my studio to me, we were sitting in Cozumel and it was just for events at the time. And then you told me
We need to go back.
we do. But you said I have a bigger vision and this is how it's going to help the martial arts industry. And we talked about CRM and Salesforce and all that. And I got it. I was one of the first early adopters of your vision in my studio. And
Yeah, and I sort of thank you for that because at the start, obviously we're 6, 7 years in now, right? Where we are today is light years of where we were. But man, you trusted the product. You were there with us. You worked through all the kinks. You helped us develop. Feedback from you, TJ, and the team has been invaluable. So I want to thank you for that.
no, but like I told people, I don't care if Brother Two's making chocolate chip cookies. I'll follow him. It doesn't matter. And I said that's what we're about, relationships. And I believe in two. So whatever Two and Lynette and they're doing, I don't care. We could freaking be selling, manure to farmers. It doesn't matter. Because I know you as people, and that's what I think makes life meaningful. And that's what makes for stories. I tell that story every time walking into one of your locations when it was still Top Kick. First thing you said to me, I haven't been here in 3 months. And I lost my freaking mind because I'm a martial artist and it's sacrilegious. And you said, well, if you get sick or hurt and you can't work, what's going to happen? The school's gone. And,
So let me rephrase that a little bit. And Brendan's right. I did say that. I was a lot more arrogant and a lot unknowing, less wiser back then. I was quite young. This was what, almost 15 years
what?
ago,
No
right?
way.
Yeah. Yeah. So nowadays, like encourage, and I just heard you sold 147 or 37,000 in January.
7,000 in January. Mhm.
That's
In
that is very legit.
one
Yeah,
location. One
I
location.
love it. I love it. So the ability for us to do that, right, and be operators, it doesn't happen overnight. So when you hear numbers like that and you're like, how the
Yeah.
heck do I do that? It's not something that happens overnight. It's something you continue to work on, right? Our Encourage location on January 31st made $1.1 million one day. It was
One day?
incredible. One
How do
day.
you make $1
Yeah.
million in one day?
Ah, okay. So
Whoa.
I'll shoot you the podcast. I'm launching a podcast. You're the first to know about it on the show. So Wednesday, we're releasing our podcast, and the name of the podcast is called Simple Profit, the Simple Profit Podcast. The goal of that podcast is just to give you insights and strategies that I've learned along with my friends like Brendan, who operate $1 million businesses, on how to help you grow $1 million businesses. But that particular episode was so crazy because I was supposed to record something else, and our team came and said, "Hey, we sold $1.1 million."
How do you sell
And they
it?
were
Camps in one location in one day.
no, that was camp. That was camps was in August, man. We already this was after school program for next year. But the crazy thing
One
about is that
location. One
no, no,
location.
no. This is five locations.
Oh, I could see that. You sold early pre-registration for after school.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
you
that's
sold 1.1 million in ARR, which is membership value, right? So $6,000 per membership divided by 1.1 million, you get something along the lines of like 70 or something memberships. But 25% of that was cash, paid in full, right?
wow.
And we only limit it to 25% because we make more money when they pay month to month. People don't quit the after school program like
Yeah,
they do
I
some.
try to tell
Like,
people that all the time, brother, too. These cash
yeah.
outs and these inflated months are not indicative of your whole.
But the reason why we do that is to give our customers who've been loyal the opportunity to save more. That's the only reason why we did it. But listen to this. We only opened up 25% of the spot. It sold in 10 minutes, man. So we got $275,000 that was sold cash, and that we're going to get it paid out the next day. There's no way I could do that if I'm still on pen and paper, if I'm still thinking of the old way, right? And there's no way I can do that if we didn't serve a good product and, like you said, tell a good story, because these are happy customers that are in our program now that are buying for next year. They know they're going to continue. They know they're going to continue with the program. So why wait till later? They can buy it now to save money. And what do we do? Like, I don't I don't like creating sales processes and objections, right? So I'm like, what if they say this and what if they say that? I'm like, look, just put on there you can cancel 14 days before the school year start.
Yeah, we
There
do
is
the
no
same thing
objection,
with camps.
right?
We do the
But you know
same.
what I mean? It just takes away like all of like the, what if they say this? Like what? And our team members don't want to sell; they just want to serve.
Yep.
This is what you say best, right? You don't sell, you just serve, and
Yes,
that
sir.
takes care of itself. But it was amazing, man. That's the first time that happened. And they told me about that. I'm like, all right, I'm going to change my podcast, but that's coming out. The Simple Profit podcast. I dedicated a whole episode on that to take you through. If you're doing an after school program and you want to learn how we did that, yeah, we'll walk through that. But love to hear that you did 137K,
We did. We
one
did.
location.
Yeah, and the numbers are growing, and everyone's full speed. I'm back to working a couple hours a week in the school by choice because I like to work out. I like to teach. It's important to me. Feels good to my body and my life at 62. But
Happy birthday, by the way, dude.
yeah,
Saw
thank you.
the celebration you had in Vegas, the family coming out to
Yeah, that was
surprise
crazy. They
you.
came from
How
all over the
special,
United
man.
States. Yeah, and my wife's just brilliant. I honestly didn't expect it. I was totally surprised. She's really good at that.
Brennan,
I
I
can't
could have
say
told you. I could have told you your wife is brilliant. First time I met you and her, man.
Yeah, well, I use her different marketing ideas all the time with people. The
Yeah.
crossing guard. Woke up one morning. She said, "Put on your one martial arts hoodie." Why? Just do it. She handed me 2 stop signs. The guy's sick. You're going to go do the crosswalk at our daughter's elementary school. I said, "What?" So I went out
Nice.
there doing this thing with the stop signs. Later on at social media, a mom posted, "Here is the owner of One Martial Arts taking time out of his busy day to keep our kids safe."
Mm, that is some free marketing that is so effective.
Yeah, and it was Kim's idea. All Kim. All Kim, my brother. All right, man, I'm going to wrap up the show. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I'll say
All
that.
right,
I'll scream it from the mountaintops.
hey, hey, we
it-
got to talk. The reason why I called you is I'm coming to San Francisco Monday, flying in. Let's talk. Love to see you.
okay. Well, I don't work Monday. So if you want to get together on Monday, I'm there.
I'll
I
chat with
can
you offline.
whatever.
Thank you,
Okay.
everybody. Appreciate you guys giving me some time on the show. Love you. See ya.
Love you too, bro. Bye. So, folks, I mean, I think when we talk about storytelling, we need to be authentic. We need to be transparent. We need to be real. And I'm sorry, don't run your freaking photos through some AI generated medieval filter where you look like you're, the first knight. Don't do that. Just there's something really powerful when I see you in a photo and I walk into your school and you're the one teaching. There's something to be said about that. There really is. And I know all these different infractions are screaming, this is testing through the roof. And the kid looks like Superman, right? With all these filters but I'm sorry, that's just not the truth. The truth is my kid throws up. The truth is, we deal with attitude. Get real, get in there. Yeah, absolutely. Having Brother Two on the show for a second, I know it was impromptu. I'll pick up with more storytelling next week, but this is what great companies are built on. It's what they're built on. And Two didn't share that. They're up to 100 employees. They have millions of dollars put into my studio, and they continue to grow. And you won't see Two in a green Lamborghini. I think he drives a freaking, I don't know, Jeep. He's got car seats everywhere. He's got 3 little kids, and he's just like us. He's just people, man, trying to figure out this thing called life, leaving an impression, doing something good, making a difference. And that's why, even though the product was young back in 2000, I guess was 18, he said, I said, no, whatever you're doing, Two, I'm there, brother, because I believe in you. And that's in the world that we live in of deep fake, of misinformation and all the rest, giving people something to believe in is a beacon of light, a beacon of hope. And I know that sounds a little kumbaya for you when all you want is 10 new students, but what I'm sharing with you, is so important. So important. And if I go to your website and I see a bunch of stock photos and chat GPT generated copy because you're too damn lazy to go in there and edit it after the fact, then I go look at your social media and you're holding a beer and you're at a concert, that doesn't work for me. But see what it does, if anything, it's not a judgment call, it's inconsistent. So even though my people post all the time, because I'm not in San Francisco, I take a look. And if it's not in line with live your best life, with what we do, I take it off. I do. And we don't run a lot of our photos through filters and this and that. But we're mindful of composition. I was working with one client. He did a picture of his day camp, and it was big empty floor. And in the background, way in the right-hand corner of the frame, I guess they were lining up to come onto the floor, but I couldn't even tell they were children. And I said, who posted that? And they go, well, so-and-so did. I said, well, I don't believe that shows me as a parent, creates an emotional connection that I want to come to your day camp. Especially if I'm looking at that same photo on my phone. No freaking way. No freaking way. No freaking way. No freaking way. So again, I want to be ever, ever mindful of that. I do. I just do. So for me, when we talk about storytelling, I am forever mindful because I'm gonna be brutal. There was a time in my life when I was insecure and I was a wounded child and I was a victim. Well into my adulthood, I lied all the time. I fabricated my stories. I made them bigger than they really were. As I said, I augmented them. I made them sound like there was so much more than they were because I didn't think anybody would like me for me. So the challenge with that was I never truly invested in discovering me, learning to tell my story, refining it, defining it, telling it better, and doing all those different things that allowed me to be the best version of myself and ultimately fulfill my purpose of what? Living my best life. Naysayers would say, nobody cares who you are. All they care is what's in it for them. Use my stock photo, use my chat generated copy. You know why? Because it'll get you better results. And you blatantly do that because you're not secure enough within you to tell your story, and then look at it objectively and goes, it's focus and discipline. Let me do more than that. What do I believe in? Why have faith? Okay. I want to use the word faith in there. No one's going to like that. It's bullshit. It won't test well. But at least it's my song. At least it's my story, to the tune of $137,000 last month in one location. The other one did 80. So we did what? Over 200 something $1,000 between two locations in 1 month, right? Some people don't do that in a whole year, but because we're committed to our purpose of live your best life, we're committed to authentic storytelling. We're committed. I wasn't always a great writer. I sucked. So I went to John Corcoran, God rest his soul, Black Belt Magazine of MA Success, and he schooled me. I have 8 or 9 features, right, through the MA Success I wrote. He kicked my butt. Then he told me, you're a black belt, write your own book. I wrote my own book, right? Live, learn, grow. After that, if you Google right now, Google martial arts blog, do it. Tell me who's got the #1 blog. Do it. Somebody do it right now. Who's got the #1 blog? And I'll wrap up with that today, because what I want to challenge everybody on for next week's show, making a difference. I should use that. Yeah, I should use that. I have the #1 blog. And somebody tried to tear me a new one and go, well, what backlinks and zippity doo-dah and keywords and da-da-da-da-da. I said, I don't have any of that. None of it. And they look, you have no hyperlinks. You have no, all this stuff. And I went, all I do is write. I write from the heart. I write truth as a parent. I write. And through that, Google recognizes that I am an authentic person. It's not ChatGPT. It's not any of it. Now, having the #1 martial arts blog, do you think that helps get us new students? Yes. Does that help me book more clients? Yes. Does that help me grow my consulting? Yes. But that's not why I did it. I did it because I understand the value of storytelling and how it can impact your business tremendously. But you won't see instant results. You won't. And everybody wants instant gratification, so they use a ChatGPT copy because they don't trust their own voice. And they use AI Santa Clauses. I couldn't believe that during the holidays. Everybody using the ChatGPT Santa Clauses. Why? It looks cool. It looks cool. Who cares if it looks cool? Does it tell your story? Does it put your best foot forward? Does it do those things? I'm going to challenge you on that. Cool? All right. Let's wrap this up, Marco, because we're out of time. Where are you going to be? You're going to come to It's Time Live Canada. It's Time Live Canada, May 25th through 28th. Put the link in there, Marco, because I think Chris finally got that live. It's Time Live Purpose isn't up yet. You need to come to Canada. Spend that time with us. All right? Spend that time with us, please. Think about It's Time Group Mentoring. We created an affordable product that you can benefit from, that you can truly, truly, truly benefit from. That you can. All right? That you can. So become a part of that. Reach out to Marco, Jason, or Monique. Learn about it. I'm very passionate, and I posted that the other day. Beyond taking care of my family's needs and dreams, my team and the community that I serve, you are my purpose. The small school owner, the hoi polloi, the common man, the mom and pop business that makes up the majority of our industry. And the only way that's going to happen is by positioning your business as something unique and different. That's going to challenge you to write systems, challenge you to better your curriculum, challenge you to improve your customer service, and most of all, challenge you to move beyond your fixed mindset into a purpose-driven mindset, into a growth mindset, so that you can not only maintain tradition, but embrace that innovation, as O.S. Smith said, to be relevant in today's real world. Cool? Let's thank our sponsors, Tucson, Market Muscles, my studio, Kids Love Life Skills, and LC Accounting. I love, love, love you guys. Great products. Are they perfect? No. But you want to jump ship on whatever CRM system you're using right now because you're not happy with one thing they did? You will start all over. You want to go to a different martial arts vendor because somebody didn't send you the right size belt? You will start all over because it's a new relationship. And like dating, everybody's going to promise you that they're wonderful in the beginning. Everybody will. I'm encouraging you to find somebody you believe in. Stay the course. No matter what new shiny object, another vendor pops in front of you, stay the course. I've been with Mark Muscles, all these groups here, I've been with for a long time. Is that an indication why we're doing so well? I think so. I think so. I think so. Cool. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. All the way, Ralph, in Austria, Chris Malloy in Australia, Beth, our first group mentoring client. Yay, Beth. I look forward to also talking to your husband, Brian. Tell Dakota I said, hey. Everybody that's here, Conrad, you give me purpose. I realize why I do this show. I haven't been here for a month, and I'm so grateful to be back. I'll catch you next Friday. We're going to do part 2 of storytelling. Come to the plate with a story next week. 1 sentence, 1 short paragraph. I want to know your story in a nutshell. Why? I want to bring my kid to you versus Joe Karate down the street. I'm Brandon Beliso. This is Success Never Sleeps. Until we talk again, please, please, please go out there, live your best life.